Hey guys, Dennis here, the founder of Think Here.
And I'm David, your resident comic book and video game guru.
And this is our review of Vikings Season 1, the entire season.
History Channel.
History Channel. David lent me the Blu-ray. I just watched it, I think, over the weekend.
Dennis, you gotta watch the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my overall thoughts, I like the show.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's not, I don't think it's a great show. I think it's a good show. I think it's, it's fun to watch. It's entertaining. I don't think it's very deep at all.
No, it's basically what the title gives you. Like, it's Vikings and you get Vikings. That's what you get, yeah.
But I like it, and I enjoy it, and I'll keep watching to season 2. What are your overall thoughts on the show in general?
I really like the show. I'm a big fan of Michael Hurst, who's the showrunner. He also was a showrunner for Tudors with Jonathan Rhys Meyers, and that was a good show. Tudors was a lot more soap opera-y than this one is. This one's kind of just more action-adventure, kind of weird historical interpretations of things. I don't know, I love the whole thing with, traveling. We're going to spoil stuff here, so if you haven't seen season 1, we're going to talk about some things, like the whole traveling to the West and all that. It's kind of a nice show to watch in between, when Game of Thrones is done and when time Game of Thrones comes back. I'm not saying it's at that level.
Yeah.
But it's got a good enough cast. The setting's interesting. I think they also shoot Northern Ireland as well to mimic Scandinavia. And a little special effects, of course, added in there. But I think it's good. I really like the show.
Oh yeah, when you mentioned Game of Thrones, I had mentioned that on Twitter. I was like, it's not on the same level.
No.
And this guy started arguing with me.
Saying it was on the level?
No, it wasn't. But he said that I shouldn't have even mentioned it in the same breath.
Oh, come on now. Get a little credit.
Well, it's not. It isn't on the same level.
No.
But that's what I was saying. And then also, this was a thing that I thought was odd. He said that he thought Vikings was like a Michael Bay, and I was like, that's where I totally disagree.
Because Michael Hurst is a better writer. He writes every episode.
Well, not only that, it just doesn't have that style.
There's not like any big explosions or.
Well, not even that. Just it's not that over the top. I think because the person was from Iceland and knew like Vikings lore, and I'm sure there's a lot of things that are exaggerated and different from real life.
Sure,
but it's not on the level of a Michael Bay. Michael Bay is like I mentioned this Call of Duty. If you watch, play Call of Duty, the way the first the singular narrative storyline, not the single player campaign.
Right.
I'm not talking about the multiplayer.
And Michael Bay also isn't interested in building. He's not interested in building character. Michael Hurst is trying to develop character, whether it's as deep as Game of Thrones or not. He is exploring characters. I mean, especially I love, jumping ahead way to the end. I love when Ragnar takes his son and Athelstan to that place where they do all the big sacrifices. It's like the sacrifice to the gods, and I mean, he does try. You really see Athelstan coming from a monk, in Northumbria to Scandinavia and seeing this different culture, different gods, different with Thor, and they talk about Mjolnir and Mjolnir and the hammer and. There's a lot of good character development in the show. The show has I hope that season 2 is going to be bigger and, they're really going to just be comfortable with what they're doing. So I think there's a lot of interesting stories to explore.
Yeah, I also hope it's faster paced. I mentioned to you before that I felt like that they also, we talk about this a lot in some other shows that we review. I felt like there was a set amount of story and they kind of stretched it out for 9 episodes. I think the first 3 episodes could have been done in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
By the time they got to this place or that place, it just felt like it took a long time to get there.
Sure, I understand that, yeah.
So I hope that the second season is faster paced and also maybe even get into more complex. They do have some subplots going on, with the brother Rollo and stuff like that. But it does seem to really it's one main storyline, you know?
Because then I was impressed with how History Channel, and maybe I shouldn't be shocked because A&E's in the game now. They have the Hatfields and McCoy series they did right. And they have Bates Motel. Discovery Channel now even has that Klondike series with the actor who played Rob Stark, Richard Madden. All these kind of networks you wouldn't expect drama to come from, like real serious drama series, are now doing these series. But I thought casting they did a good job.
I think so.
I think it was smart. On a couple levels. One, again, we're going to spoil stuff. So Gabriel Byrne's in the show. I like that they killed him.
Yeah.
Thought that was kind of a bold move because they had to have one solid actor you could kind of identify with. Okay, that's a good actor.
Yeah.
Gabriel Byrne's a good Irish actor. We know he's good. But I thought they surrounded him with a good supporting cast too.
Yeah,
Pretty solid.
I
pretty solid.
expected the Earl Gabriel Burns character to die. I didn't think it was going to happen in season 1, though.
Right, yeah.
That it was going to happen in season 2.
Right.
So that was something that they did kind of, that wasn't slowed down.
No. Mm-mm.
And then Ragnar becoming the Earl.
Right.
Which we saw coming. No, I really do I like the cast. I like it's shot beautifully.
Oh yeah, gorgeous camera. They look like Vikings. Like it's not. No offense, it's not Revolution. the girls, like, I mean, Catherine Winnick, his wife she's hot. The girl's hot, but at least she looks a little dirty. She got some gruff. She looks like she lives in that time period, more like Game of Thrones. It's not like they look like they came out of a salon or something like that, which is just ridiculous. No, I like it's as authentic as it's going to be in the year 2000. I mean, so it looked good. It looked good.
So yeah, I mean, overall the production value is good. I just hope that the second season moves it along a little faster and maybe creates more subplots.
Right, yeah, I'd be curious to hear what you're all, I know when Dennis and I posted that we're doing Vikings, I know a lot of you on Twitter were like, oh, I've already watched it, I like that show, or you're like, oh, I'm going to watch it because you guys are watching it. So let us know what you think. I mean, I'm really curious to hear what a lot of people think of the setup for season 2. It looks like we're going to start off with a battle. Rollo has, it's always there, like that he was going to betray his brother, but he never did. Even when he was tempted, until the very end, he's like, I'm going to fight for you, this other Earl that they were trying to...
And that's, I think, one of the better parts of the show, because they really show how jealous he is of his brother.
Right.
And the other people, like the Earl and this new... is it a king of a different kingdom?
I think he's another Earl.
Oh, okay.
The one that the king sent him over to. Yeah, I think he's another Earl.
Okay,
Earl.
and him, they can see in Rollo like that jealousy, and they take advantage of it. They use his pride against him, and Rollo's not the brightest tool.
Yeah.
Like he should be smart enough to realize that he's being used,
right,
and that they just using him to attack his brother, but yeah, pride got in the way.
And then too, I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Ragnar. I mean, his daughter's dead.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. I believe the baby did not survive.
No.
And there was a sickness, the plague that hit his town. So, and he was cheating with that other girl.
Who now is pregnant.
Pregnant. So drama. Got to have a love triangle. I don't care what show you're. Got to have a love triangle. So I'm curious to see what that's going to be like next. There's a lot of interesting things going on. I like his relationship with his son too.
Yeah, because his son was upset because he was there.
Who now has been recast, as you told me.
Well, I think probably because maybe he's going to be older or no.
Maybe,
I don't know.
I wonder how well they're going to jump. Right.
I don't know what the time jump is.
Right. Yeah.
But who knows? I did like that, how his son was, upset with his father sleeping with another woman. And it's almost interesting because I guess in that culture, it's like they kind of know that when the men go off,
they're going to cheat.
They're going to cheat.
Yeah.
That was like one of the earliest conversations in the first episode.
Because even that guy talked to him, one of Ragnar's friends, and his son was like, it's disgusting. And he's like, look, she's a beautiful woman. It's like, look, your mom and your dad's love is famous. Like they're fine. Like this isn't gonna ruin their relationship. But yeah, that was interesting. I like that.
Yeah, and the guy that plays Ragnar, I forgot the actor's name.
Oh yeah,
Travis.
Travis Fimmel.
Fimmel.
He was in the show with Patrick Swayze, this cop show a few years, way back. Yeah.
He kind of got that Charlie Hunnam look.
Yeah, he does.
He's got like that. He's a smaller guy, but kind of like his eyes and the way he smiles.
I love how they shoot him because he always has that mischievous look. Like he always has that like half smirk, like looking like that gleam. And I guess I have heard his eyes are that blue. They always like focus in on his eyes. But he's good. Like I said, I think the cast, they did a good job casting. Floki is crazy. That's one of the Skarsgård. That's Alexander Skarsgård from True Blood. That's his brother. Yeah, he's a weird character.
He's a pyromaniac.
He's crazy.
He's always trying to cause mischief.
He loves killing people. He's crazy.
And he gets into Rollo's head.
Oh, yeah.
About being baptized.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that I do like about the show is kind of showing the religious aspects of
I do like that.
the Vikings and then the Christians and just, how they shape each culture's way of living.
Right.
And like the Vikings come to the Christians and they're like, who cares about this stuff?
Yeah, look at this cross. Like, what
or
is
look
this
at these idiots. They're hanging out in church. We're just beat them up, And for them, it's so sacred.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if the Christians came and invaded the Vikings' temple,
They'd be like, why is there no gold? Where's all the, it's so different.
So yeah, that's one of the aspects of the show that I really like.
Yeah, that's the thing I like. I think the show's strongest when it does explore the Viking culture, the relationships between, you know, like a father and a son and a husband and wife. I think it, like I said, Michael Hurst, that's why that comparison to Michael Bay just baffles me, because Michael Hurst, like, he does care about character. Like, he wants to develop his characters in the show. So.
And it's also not super over the top like a Michael Bay.
No, they have some good action, like good choreographed fights.
Yeah,
but it's not like Spartacus or anything. It's not crazy.
Yeah, it's not like Ragnar runs out and just like does a spinning like axe move that like takes down 50 guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets beat up. He gets, you know.
I like how they talk about I love how they talk about the different styles of fighting. Like these men carry axes, like, you know, the British guys carry, like, you know, broadswords and stuff like that. They're carrying like axes and shield, like just different styles of fighting. They have like their shield wall, which is, you think of like Romans when you think of that. The Romans do that, and they're like just different. It's just cool how they explore all those different things about the culture.
Yeah. All right. So what's your overall thoughts and grade for Vikings season 1?
Overall thoughts: if you're a Game of Thrones fan, Rome, Spartacus, you're looking for something to fill the time. The episode's going to premiere this Thursday. Like I would say, Vikings is a show for you. Don't expect it to be like necessarily as good as a Game of Thrones, but I think the show's going to get better and improve. I would give it. Let me give it a B+. I think it's a good show with a lot of potential. I think it can get better. It's not a show where I think it's just going to stay the same. I think it can actually get better. And I was really impressed with the first season.
I don't think I enjoyed it as much as you did, but I still think it's a good show, and I think it has potential to be a really good show. Maybe not a great show like Game of Thrones and some other stuff, but I think as long as it keeps on the same direction and gets hopefully more complex, maybe a little more faster pace and stuff like that, I think it can attain maybe a Spartacus level.
Yeah, it feels like Spartacus, a lot.
It's not quite as good as Spartacus, but I think it has the potential to get to that quality.
Right. And I think it had a better start. Spartacus had a little rough start. This has a much better start. Yes, we'll see. We'll see.
So I'm going to give it a B.
That's fair.
So, all right, guys. So let us know what you thought of Vikings season 1. You can post your comments below on the website thinkhero.com or on our YouTube channel Think Hero Pro. Make sure to subscribe to that.
Also, you can chat with us on Twitter. Dennis and I talk about Vikings. You think it's a good Game of Thrones filler? A little, something to spend some time with if you want to see some swords and shields clashing. We're at Think Hero. I'm at Griffin DE.
And we also have a Facebook page. That's facebook.com/ThinkHeroFans. Make sure you like that page and share our video on Twitter and other social media.